This interview is going to talk about someone who has made an unusual job change, and we have one volunteer to ask for. Good morning, Fernando. First of all, I'm going to ask you some questions about your previous and current job.
Good morning, Diana. Thank you for this interview and let's begin.
For how long did you work in your previous job?
I worked there for 5 years as a financial officer, 2 years in General Motors, and the other 3 years in P&G. Also, I was one in charge of the overheads.
Wow, both companies are very prestigious. And how long you have worked in your current job?
Let me tell you that at first I was very surprised that I was in the short list and finally hired me, and from now on I have worked in a accountant for 3 years in a Vancomer in Mexico City in the accountancy department.
That is a very good place to work in an accountancy department in a bank of that prestige and in Mexico City. Why did you decide to change jobs?
Those 5 years I worked in P&G and General Motors. I realized that being a financial officer is not the career that I like, then like that I like than an accountant. Many of my qualifications wasn't for that type of job, and I resigned because of this.
That is so bad. And what you like and dislike about your previous job?
I made a big revenue in the corporation on those 5 years, and I like all the people in my area of work. The commodities were under control, but there are things that I dislike were that career and that the corporation usually had a lot of bear markets, and the expenditures were too high and that was uncontrollable. Later, I turned down my contract with the corporation.
And now tell us what you like and dislike about your current job.
I like my teammates, the city I work in, the assets of the corporation, and the big amount of yield. Uh, all these elements make me feel fulfilling, and rush hour it's a problem because I need to do all the things earlier, and there are a lot of people getting fired.
Okay, to finish, which transferable skills you got with your previous job and which ones you think will help you with your current job?
I learned how to be more patient and more reliable with people. I have leadership, I know how to work on team, and I solve problems quickly. These specifications help me a lot of on my resume, and even having a referee from my previous job and helped me a lot.
Thanks, Fernando, for your time in this interview, and I hope that many people will learn about this type of decisions. Any tips you want to give for that people that aren't sure about job change?
Thank you, Dana, for your inviting. And my tip is to take the risk of you are not happy with your job because it's a decision you won't regret.